Hello, my name is Ilana Guerrero, and I'm going to be talking about tattoos in general. So, in America, there's about 32% of Americans who have tattoos. It could be either multiple or singular. But when you see these tattoos, do you know where they come from? Do you know how they started? Well, we still don't know, but we just have an idea of, yeah, they've been around for a long time. Anyways, so I'm going to talk about the word. The word started off as a Polynesian word, ta, meaning to strike, and then a Tahitian word, tattoo, meaning to mark something. So we kind of took that Tahitian word and spelled it differently to make it tattoo, the thing we all know. So, I want to talk about the oldest man has a tattoo. So this man is named Ots the Iceman, and he was found in 1991 in Italy when he was in a melting iceberg, basically. And he had about 61 lines and dots along his body, and they were from small puncture wounds and filled with ash and soot to create that dark permanent tattoo look. And they were thought to be used for therapeutic reasons. And the crazy part is that he was dated back to 3,370 BCE. So he's about 3,000 years old, and the tattoos were so dark and so noticeable that is like it was just shocking in a way. But the ass and soot, is it the only technique we know? No, no, that's not the only technique we know. We have these mechanical pencils that we use, but how did those start off? Well, it started off with Samuel O'Reilly getting an idea from Thomas Edison from his um, mechanical needle or mechanical pencil, something like that. Thomas Edison took that idea and made it into a tattoo machine. And that started in 1892 when the first tattoo machine was created, and then it was slowly evolved into the thing that we now know. But that's not how tattoos started off. There's a middle ground somewhere around the BC era and the tattoo machines we now know. Well, back then, there was a thing where they'd get two sticks. One stick had filled with needles at the top, and the other stick would just bang it against the skin. So that's we all know and love, or we all know or seen those TikTok videos of Polynesian men or women getting those type of tattoos. And there's also a thing where Japanese would get them too. Everyone had gotten tattoos that way at some point. That used to be the more traditional way. And people still do it for their culture or for their beliefs, for wisdom, for like things like that. And back then too, like say for the ancient Egyptians, they would get tattoos for fertility, for good childbirth, for their deities, for good luck, for wisdom, and etc. So tattoos were more to like promise you something, to show you how faithful and how dedicated you are to be this certain way, to live this certain life. And that hasn't really changed that much. Um, so with these tattoos, we self-express ourselves with say like Bible quotes, inspirational quotes, our favorite anime character, our favorite um, flower, our favorite something that could help our personal appearance. The list goes on. Tattoos aren't limited. You could do anything and whatever you want with your body. That's the amazing part with tattoos. And ugh, I'm trying to think what we're talking about. So the self-expression. Okay, we could do anything we want with these tattoos. The crazy part too is that we could use these for cosmetic and medical reasons. For cosmetic wise, we could get our eyebrows done, we could get permanent eyeliner, we could do our lips, we could do blush. The list goes on. And for medical reasons, it's or what I know or more common with tattoos and medical reasons would be for burn scars to cover them up or to bring life back into your body if you don't want to see those scars and you don't want to remember that trauma that you went through. And these traumas not only goes to burn scars, but also goes to kind of like the military, the people who protect and serve this country. So they would get tattoos for fallen comrades for their service, or if they had survived a really bad war, or like things like that. They survived something so impactful. They don't want to remember it, but they want to show that they're still here and that they did it. And um, what the whole point of the story, I guess, is that we see these tattoos. We see the stories, and we could see how they represent one person in a way. But the tattoos itself, we don't know where it came from. We don't know how it started, but they just showed up like that. Not only is in one culture, it's from everyone's culture, and it kind of connects us in a way that we don't really think about. So one person could has a tattoo, the other person has a tattoo. You guys share a common thing of the pain you went through to get that tattoo, or one person from across the world could have a tattoo and a certain meaning, and another person could have the same meaning and a different tattoo. You guys could kind of like I don't know the word, like share stories or something like that. Tattoos is more than just appearances and looks. It's more of the story behind it. That's all I just want to say. And tattoos have come a long way than being something for your deities and gods. It's something that you could express yourselves and help you improve yourself in a certain way. And that's it, I guess. Well,